You've seen Vader throw his lightsaber. Now watch me build it in Minecraft Bedrock using nothing but command blocks. No add-ons, no mods. You can do it too. It's easier than you think. Alright, to dig right in today, the first problem that I had was I needed to solve how I was going to make the lightsaber fly. My first decision was to use an armor stand, and then I could teleport the armor stand away from me and then back to me again. This, unfortunately, creates a second problem. In order to get the armor stand to accurately fly toward me, even if I move positions, I'll need it to face at me. If I do that, how am I going to get the armor stand to spin in order to simulate the lightsaber throw appropriately? Solution? Use a second armor stand to spin in place at the location of the first armor stand that you will use to face you to return. So let's get started with that. The first one here is a repeating always active command block. What we're going to do is slash execute as at a tag equals Vader. Now remember, I have this based on a Darth Vader build. I did the rest of it on a Saturday live stream. I believe it was this past one. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, make sure you give yourself the Vader tag if you want this to work. Tag equals Vader has item. Item equals blaze rod, quantity equals 0. So it's going to execute as Vader if it doesn't have a blaze rod, at S, so at Vader's location as well. Unless entity at E name equals throw, that's going to be what we name the armor stand that moves and will face you as it comes back. So that's like the positioning armor stand. So at E name equals throw, run replace item, entity at S, slot.hotbar 5, keep blaze rod 1. So because I'm using this with the other Darth Vader builds, I'm using slot bar 5 because I have 6, 7, and 8 filled with the force abilities, force pull, force push, and force choke. So I want this to sit nicely next to them. So what we're doing here is we're going to execute as Vader at Vader's location if he doesn't have a blaze rod, unless the armor stand's named throw exists. So as soon as that armor stand comes back to you, the lightsaber is going to get replaced. Now, to create throw, I have a repeating always active command block here. And what we're going to do is slash test for at a tag equals Vader, has item, item equals blaze rod, location equals slot.weapon.main hand, quantity equals 0. So this is looking for Vader when you throw the blaze rod. This will read when the blaze rod's not in your hand, but don't worry, we'll handle that. But this will mostly check for when you are dropping the item, as in using the ability. Then here, chain conditional always active, slash execute as at a tag equals Vader, at S run kill, at E name equals blaze rod, R equals 2. So this is going to kill the blaze rod that you drop. So it's going to be within 2 blocks of you. It won't kill any other blaze rods, just the ones next to you. So this will only function if you drop a blaze rod, because the next one you see here is conditional. So this is not going to run if you didn't drop it. But this next one here, chain conditional, always active. Slash execute at a tag equals Vader, run summon. Armor stand, named throw, caret, -2. So that's going to be directly behind you. So this is going to summon in that armor stand named throw. This is the first one, and it's going to be right behind you. And then this one here, which is also conditional, so this will only run when the first one does there. Slash execute at E, name equals throw. So now we're executing at throw's position. Run summon armor stand named spin, tilde. So this is going to be the armor stand we're using to spin, obviously, and we're going to summon it in right at throw's position. And then here, chain conditional always active, replace item entity at E name equals spin, slot.weapon.main hand 0, keep blaze rod 1. This is going to give spin the blaze rod in the hand. So this is what is actually going to put the item in the armor stand's inventory that you will see as it flies away from you. The next one you need to see right now is a repeating always active command block. Slash execute as at E name equals spin at S. So we're going to execute as the spinning armor stand at its location. I'm choosing that one because it's actually the one holding the blaze rod, so that's the one that will most accurately do damage based on the lightsaber's location. We're going to run damage at E R equals 3, so any entity within 3 blocks of where that armor stand is. Type equals not an armor stand. That's the exclamation point there. Type equals not an item. Type equals not XP orb. Tag equals not Vader. So any other entity besides those things, it's going to take 20 damage. It is an entity attack, and the entity will be at a tag equals Vader. So if you are Vader and you hit something with this, let's say an iron golem, something that will survive, it'll know you're the one that threw it at him. If you've seen the short where I took on the iron golem, you'll see that it knows exactly who hit it with the lightsaber ability well before I got the lightsaber back in my hand. Alright, and then to make the saber go forward, repeating always active, /effect at E name equals throw, invisibility, 1/1 true. This is going to make the first armor stand invisible. This one here, chain conditional, always active. We're doing the similar thing here. Effect at E, name equals spin, invisibility, 1/1 true. So now both of the armor stands will be invisible, so they can't be seen when they fly forward. And then chain conditional, always active. /execute as at E, name equals throw, tag equals not return at S. So it's looking for the armor stand named throw. As long as it doesn't have the return tag, we're going to execute as it and at its location. But it's going to be rotated as at A tag equals Vader. Run TP at S, caret 0.05, caret 3. So because it's rotated as you, and we're using the carets here, it's going to fly forward based on your camera. So the direction you're facing, you'll throw the lightsaber in. New problem. Now that we are throwing the lightsaber, we need it to stop at a certain point and come back. You'll notice on this command screen here, I'm using tag equals not return. I built this in so that I could stop it. If I give this the return tag, it will no longer fly forward. Let's take a look at that. I have a repeating always active command block here. /execute as at E name equals throw at S. So as throw at its location. If entity at A tag equals Vader, RM equals 60. Run tag at S, add return. So we're the armor stand, right? We're running the command at our location. If Vader exists and it's got a radius minimum of 60, so I'm at least 60 blocks away, it's going to tag itself return. Now it won't fly forward anymore. This means we're going to have to bring it back to us. Alright, for the return flight, I have a repeating always active command block here. /execute as at E, tag equals return, so only once it gets that tag, at S. Run TP, caret 2, facing at A, tag equals Vader. So it's going to execute as its position, as the armor stand that we now tagged return, which is throw. And it's going to teleport forward based on its camera view, but it's going to be facing Vader, so it's going to look at you and fly right back towards you. This is why I couldn't have it spin, because I needed it to face you on the return. Then here, chain conditional always active, /execute as at E tag equals return at S. If entity at A tag equals Vader, R equals 2, run kill at S. So it's going to execute again as throw at its location once it gets the tag return. If it gets within 2 blocks of you, it's going to kill itself. So it's going to be gone, which means now we're going to have spin left over. Chain conditional always active, /kill at E name equals spin. So now that spin's dead, all we have is the extra blaze rod. Chain conditional always active, /kill at E name equals blaze rod. Well, this is all well and good, but there's a couple things that we haven't gone over. Like first, how do we keep spin at the position of throw? Well, repeat, always active. Execute as at E name equals spin, at E name equals throw. So we're going to execute as spin, but we're going to make sure we're doing it at the position of throw. Run TP at S, ~. So now spin is always going to be teleported to the position of throw. Now notice how we're only dealing with coordinates here. There is no facing direction being implied. And then at this position here, this is actually how we're going to get Saber to spin with the blaze rod. Repeating always active. And I do have a delay of 3. / execute as at E name equals spin at S. Run TP at S tilde facing _1 _. So we're executing as spin at its location. We're teleporting it to the same position it's already at because it's teleporting to where throw is. We don't need to move where it's going. Facing _1 _. So again, the carrots are based on your camera angle. The first one here determines left and right. So with the value there, it's always trying to turn to the right every tick. So it'll continuously turn. And what you end up with is a beautiful lightsaber throw. If you haven't already seen it, make sure you check out the stream I mentioned to get the rest of Darth Vader's abilities. You get a sweet suit that actually changes what your abilities are depending on what you're wearing. You get force push, force pull, force choke. Alright everybody, this is BrownCode67. I'll catch you next time.